Hi, this is Len Edgerly of the Kindle Chronicles. I'm going to give you some first impressions of the Kindle Fire HD, mainly from the point of view of using it for reading. The new Kindle Fire HD on the right and the existing one on the left. I'm going to start out just with a couple of general observations. One is that you've probably heard by now about the special offers screen, which at first was going to be mandatory, but now you can opt out of it. Of course, there is no special offers screen on the original Fire, so when you pick up the device to turn it on, you're just seeing a photograph. Here's what it looks like on the Kindle Fire HD. I find the on button a little hard to find here, but so there's an advertisement for Titanic the DVD. You'll see that if you swipe here, you're just going to go straight to your home screen and bypass that ad. And then there's a swipe going in the other direction. I'll do that again and turn this back on. So if you wanted to see the ad that's being offered here, you would just swipe this way, and then you're loading an advertisement for, in this case, well, this is now we're going to see $10 to get a $10 gift for a Discover card. So you, as soon as you turn on your Fire, you've got the choice to, you can glance at the special offer, and if it's something interesting, otherwise just go straight to the page. Now down here, I'm not sure if you can even see it here, there's a tiny little advertisement, in this case, read Harry Potter for free, but you really almost have to kind of hunt for it on your home screen to even see that. I don't find that very irritating at all. The dimensions of the new Fire, at first I found it problematic because it's noticeably wider. I'll just set the old one on the new one, and you see that this width here, it's about a ½ an inch wider. So, holding it in bed, and just I've gotten used to this dimension. Now the new one is thinner, which is thin is always good, and it's just about the same weight, just a little bit taller. So if you've gotten used to the original Fire, you're going to find the dimensions of this are going to take some getting used to. Now, in terms of reading, the thing which is interesting to me that I've noticed is that you're seeing fonts in a different presentation, and the new Fire HD has a higher resolution screen. I think that's probably what's going on here, but there are subtle differences. I'm going to take a Financial Times story on each of these to see if I can show you what some of my impressions are. Now, when I'm looking at this, the contrast on the original Fire seems brighter and darker to me. I'm going to see if I can bring this up to where you can see the difference. And so this is the original on the left, and what I'm seeing is a brighter background and kind of a bolder ink on the font. By comparison, the new Fire is showing clearly a sharper rendering of the font, and so it's a little bit more delicate, maybe it's a little bit more intense. I've got these two set on the exact same settings in terms of font and size. If you switch to the new one, you're going to be getting used to the new one, and that's not really going to be much of a problem. You get little differences. The Financial Times index has been redesigned. It's a sans serif font that's showing up in the index now, and you can see up here there's just a little bit of changing in the design of the Financial Times. The big innovation, or I think the biggest innovation on the Kindle Fire HD is Whisper Sync for voice. And the way this works is that you are now able to buy a book on the Kindle, and they've got some free ones here, so we're going to do this with Tale of Two Cities. And so if you've got Tale of Two Cities in Kindle edition, you also have the ability to buy it in Audible, And I'm going to show this, I'm going to set up my $69 Kindle, which is just like the $79 Kindle, but a little better font display and a little faster page turns, I think. So we're going to go in and get to Tale of Two Cities. There it is on the $69 Kindle. And I've loaded on the Fire HD the Audible file. So what's going to happen is if I go to the Audible file, let's see if we can turn this up a bit. This is a professional reader.
But that woodman and that farmer, though they work unceasingly, work silently.
The audio speakers on the HD are excellent.
Tread. The rather, for as much as to entertain any suspicion that they were awake, was to be
so I think we've gone far enough to see the synchronizing, so I'm going to pause the Audible here. We're going to come back to this because there's another feature called immersion reading I want to talk about. So I've been listening perhaps in the car to Tale of Two Cities. I've got it plugged into the speakers of my Ford, and now I'm back at the house reading on my e-ink Kindle. And when I go back, I'll go back to the home screen first, jump back into Tale of Two Cities, and hopefully we will see a message that tells us where we've gone. I think I'll prompt it with the sync to furthest page read. So it's retrieving the furthest page read. Now this is what happens. Rats. Okay, I'm not going to get a live demonstration. Apparently they seem to be synced up. But the point is that if I had read 5 pages or so using Audible, now when I go to the Kindle, $69 Kindle, I'm going to get that usual message of saying that I'm further in another book than in this one. Do I want to sync up? And then it's easy to do so. I think this is going to mean that, you know, Kindle is making us, giving us a chance to read more, and now there will be even more cracks in the day that can be filled with reading because you can read on your Audible and then switch. The last thing I want to talk about is immersion reading, and this is again something that you have if you've got the Audible version of a book and the Kindle version. It only works on the new Fires, which would be the revised $159 Fire and then the Fire HD in the 2 sizes. So you can see here I'm paused, but I'm going to bring this up, and you can see that in the words "in England" there's a faint kind of green highlight, and as we play the narration you're going to see that highlight move precisely in time with the words.
There was scarcely an amount of order and protection to justify much national boasting. Daring burglaries by armed men and highway robberies took place in the capital itself.
So I think this is a pretty fascinating innovation. It certainly could be of great benefit to people with reading disabilities, children learning to read, but it may be even just the rest of us are going to find some new experience of reading by pacing yourself to go along at the speed of voice. And when you think about it, it's typical Amazon because this has just never been possible before, except maybe in specialized computer equipment. And here it is available on all of the Kindle Fires. So that's a first look at reading on the Kindle Fire HD. Looks like a beautiful screen. The size might take a little getting used to for if you've gotten really attached to the original Kindle Fire, but these new reading tools of WhisperSync for voice and immersion reading, I think, are pretty stunning innovations that again are going to affect the way we read. This is Len Edgerly for the Kindle Chronicles in Cambridge, Massachusetts.